Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing my rest of 2017 anticipated releases. These aren't all of my anticipated releases, these are just ones that I haven't heard a lot about on BookTube and that I'm actually anticipating, like I'm excited for them to be released. If you've seen my channel for a little while, I don't buy too many new releases, so I probably won't be getting any of these on like release day or anything, but they are on my radar and I do want to read them eventually after they come out. So I just wanted to share that information that I have with you. First, we have The Gallery of Unfinished Girls by Lauren Karge. This is about a girl named Mercedes Moreno who has found that she has some kind of artist block after one of her paintings wins an award the year before. To go with this artist block, Mercedes is also struggling with the fact that her grandmother is in a coma in Puerto Rico where she can't visit, and she's also realizing that she might be in love with her best friend Victoria, who is a girl. While she's struggling with all these things, she receives a mysterious visit from her neighbor who invites her to her estate. And when she goes there to paint, Mercedes feels like all her problems disappear, but Mercedes must realize that she can't stay there forever. This just sounds really interesting. It's diverse, a Puerto Rican main character who is a girl who likes girls, and this has actually already been released. It was released on July 25th, but I planned this video a lot earlier than I am actually filming it, so eh. Next, we have Young Jane Young by Gabrielle Zevin. Gabrielle Zevin is one of my favorite authors, which is why this is on my radar. This is about an ambitious congressional intern, Aviva Grossman, who ends up having an affair with her boss, and she also blogs about it, which probably wasn't the smartest decision on her part. When the affair comes to light, it's a huge problem because the congressman she's having an affair with is married, and because Aviva is the mistress kind of person in this situation, she ends up taking all the blame and all the media fallout, and her career is obviously ruined. So Aviva leaves and she changes her name, moves away, tries to find a new career. Not only do we follow Aviva, we see how what happens affects her whole family for generations, so we get to see what happens with her daughters and her granddaughters. And apparently it's also told in a variety of ways as well, from text messages and emails to like a choose your own adventure section, which sounds really interesting and I'm really interested in that. And this releases on August 22nd, so very, very soon. I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. This is about two girls who were best friends in high school, and then they end up going to college on opposite sides of the country. So this is them keeping in touch, watching how their friendship evolves, and watching them blossom outside of their friendship. This features LGBTQIA+ characters. The writers are actually a duo on YouTube, so this is technically a YouTuber book, but it is like a YA fiction novel, and it's told in text messages and emails as well. So you really see like their correspondence, like the two characters' correspondence. And yeah, I'm really interested in this. I love their YouTube channel, which is why I'm interested in it. And I actually have an arc of this, which I should be reading soon, hopefully before it comes out on September 5th. So I will have a review of it. Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. This has been featured on my channel multiple times now. I got this at BookCon, so it's been featured in like my BookCon video, some other TBRs and stuff. But I am excited for this. It has not released yet. This is an arc. This also comes out September 5th, and I feel that I cannot do the book justice with my own summary, mostly because I don't understand the summary and I haven't read it yet. So I'm going to read the summary on the back. It says, Imogen is a runaway heiress, an orphan, a cook, and a cheat. Jewel is a fighter, social chameleon, and an athlete. An intense friendship, a disappearance, a murder, or maybe two. A bad romance, or maybe three. Blunt objects, disguises, blood, and chocolate. The American dream, superheroes, spies, and villains. A girl who refuses to give people what they want from her. A girl who refuses to be the person she once was. Genuine Fraud, you be the judge. And that intrigued me enough. Actually, what intrigued me was that E. Lockhart wrote it, and I used to love all her books in high school, so I'm down for it. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This you have probably heard of because John Green is a very popular author. Two of his books have been made into movies. One of them a better movie than the other, but yeah. And I have an author ranking of John Green, by the way, of all his books before this one came out. I honestly thought he wasn't going to be writing anymore, which is another reason why people haven't been excited about it. He said that he was writing, but it kind of seemed like this thing where the book is just never going to be finished, but it's finished and it's coming out. It's called Turtles All the Way Down. I think I said it already. It comes out October 10th, and I know that the summary on Goodreads isn't the greatest. It just says it all begins with a fugitive billionaire and a cash reward. It's about lifelong friendship, the intimacy of an unexpected reunion, Star Wars fanfiction, and Tuatara. I don't know what that means. But at its heart, it's about a girl named Ava Holmes who is a young woman navigating daily existence within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. I know that the main character of this has OCD, like John Green. That's really all I can tell you about it, diversity-wise. I'm sure you've heard of it, but I just wanted to mention it because I am looking forward to it, even though technically John Green isn't one of my favorite authors, but I have read all of his books, so why wouldn't I read the next one? I didn't drastically hate any of them except for Paper Towns. I hated Paper Towns. But the other ones were good. It Devours by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. This is the second book in the Night Vale world, which is what intrigued me most about this book because if you don't know, I love Welcome to Night Vale, which is a podcast that is written by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, and I listen to it all the time. I read the first book they released, which was just called Welcome to Night Vale, and I really loved that. I actually have a review of it. It's 2 years old at this point. A year old? 2 years old now, I think. So just know that, but I'll link down below. This is another book that's set in Night Vale, which is about a woman named Nylandana who works for the town's top scientist, Carlos. And it's about her as she gets involved in some kind of mystery that explores the intersection between faith and science through a relationship that she forms with someone she meets who belongs to the congregation of a smiling God, and he is much more religious than she is. Obviously, the congregation of the Smiling God is not a real religion, but it has been previously mentioned in like the series and stuff. But I don't really know what Joseph Fink's and Jeffrey Craner's thoughts are on religion, so I'm looking forward to what's going on. And that comes out October 17th. Dear Martin by Nick Stone. It reminds me a lot of The Hate U Give, which I have yet to read because I'm just terrible, okay? That's it, okay? This is about a boy named Justice who begins struggling with his idea of race in America after he gets arrested for not doing anything based purely on suspicion because he was black. And this happened even though he is doing everything right. He's like valedictorian or very high up in his class. He's on his way to an Ivy League school. So to cope with this, he starts writing letters to Martin Luther King Jr. But then he and his also black friend get caught up in a standoff with an off-duty white cop, and Justice is obviously where shots are fired, and Justice has to now deal with all the media fallout that happens around him because of this. And like I said, it reminds me of The Hate U Give a lot, actually. And the last book that I'm going to talk about in this video is Artemis by Andy Weir. This is Andy Weir's second book. It's been much anticipated because his first book was The Martian, which was a movie and very popular book. I loved the book, and I thought the movie was also really good. It's so funny and like just a really great all-around book. It was one of my favorites of last year, the year before. What I know about Artemis is that this is basically a heist novel set on the moon, which I am always here for. I'm here for any kind of heist. That's just it. I always want to read about people committing crimes, you know? It's a good time. Artemis is the first and only city on the moon. We follow Jazz Bahara, who is a criminal who finds a way to commit the perfect crime with a very lucrative reward. But by doing this, she actually gets led into a conspiracy for control of the city and falls down into whatever rabbit hole that is. And this releases on October 17th. As I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to it, like even non-book lovers are looking forward to it because Andy Weir seems like a really popular author, and as I said, this is a very much anticipated second novel after his debut. So those are all the books that I'm going to talk about in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up in the comments down below. Tell me one book that you're anticipating for the rest of 2017 or even early 20. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!